Hey guys, we're working on a '07 Chevy Trailblazer. We got an ABS problem here. As it comes to slow speeds, it goes and you can't stop properly. Now, I figured out it's the front left wheel speed sensor. The way I figured that out was with my scanner watching live data of all four sensors. Most of the time you'll have a code like front left wheel speed sensor. This one didn't. It's just a small malfunction, so it's not setting that code. It's as we get down to about 4 miles per hour, it just drops down to like 1.86 miles per hour, where the other ones are still at like 4 miles per hour while braking slowly, coming to a stop. So it's a little bit of a safety issue. Here's our wheel speed sensor. I've taken the brakes off. I have a video on brakes if you need to know. It was 18 millimeter on the mounting bracket hardware, 13 millimeter on the caliper bolts. Just type in fur curl 07 Trailblazer brakes, walk you through it. And here we go, our wheel speed sensor. You can see, looks like some of it knocked off. We had some metal shavings right here. Now you can just see that there's a lot of rust. And that's what causes these malfunctions, is the rust. Most shops are just gonna say, oh, you need a new hub assembly, which is what I recommend as well. Just replace the whole hub assembly. These bolts like to break off. The sensors get rusted and jammed in there. It's better just to replace the whole hub assembly. You take the wire all the way back to here, wraps around. We're gonna try to repair this one. So we're gonna take that Allen out and see if we can extract this wheel speed sensor. It's plastic. See if we can take it out without breaking it, clean it up, and put it back in. We'll see how this goes. So that rust builds up, it throws off the speed sensor at slow speeds and makes your ABS come on when it shouldn't be coming on. It affects your braking, you can't stop very good. So if you want to diagnose this, you're gonna need a scanner to see which sensor is off, or a code has to come up for your ABS, like front left, front right, you know. If the code's not coming up like this one, then you're gonna need to check out your live data, then you need a better scanner. So most people don't have one that good. So you could just go around and clean all four of your wheel speed sensors up. And the other thing you do is just unplug your ABS box or pull the fuse, so it stops doing it for now till you can get around to it. If we go underneath the vehicle, we've got our ABS pump right there. And it looks like this one has a big old block on the back. So I mean, if it's affecting drivability and you got to get to the parts store, you can unplug it or pull the fuse. A fuse should be under the hood, I believe. In that big box on the driver's side, you can pull it to get the pump to stop malfunctioning, all right? This was really bad, but then I bled the rear brakes, fixed the brake line, and now it's just malfunctioning at slow speeds because of this front left being all rusted up. I'm gonna grab that Allen size and tell you what it is and see if this one comes out. All right, moment of truth. Got her sprayed down with some PV Blaster. We've got a, this is a 5-sided, not an Allen or a Torx, but a 5-sided socket. I got some in my drill bit kit. I just used vice grips and cracked it free. I'm surprised it came out so easy. And this is actually spinning. We can get it to spin. I've had it soaking down, and I am very surprised that it's spinning with how rusty it is. Now we've got to carefully try to get it out of there. The problem is the rust inside there swells onto the plastic, and it might spin, but it won't come out. So if we try to pry this out, we have to be very careful prying it out so we don't break it. I mean, worst case scenario, we get a new wheel speed sensor, we get a new hub assembly, but just trying to do this, get it done today. All right, let's see if we can get this. It's not pulling out, so I'm gonna put the camera down and try to pry it out. All right, here we go, we got it out. Not very much rust on there as I expected. So what happens is rust builds up in between this shim right here, and it kind of pushes the sensor out. As you spin, if you look inside there, there's little teeth, and as you spin the hub, it turns. And that's where the magnetic end picks up the signal and how fast you're going. So that's how it works. As this rust builds up, you can see how thin this shim is. You know, it's bending with one finger, no problem. So your distance between the sensor and the pickup doesn't have much room for error. Usually you can clean these up. This one, the shim is riveted on for some reason. You can clean these up and put the sensor back on. I'm thinking I am just going to take this shim right off, clean it up, and put the sensor back in, and hopefully that fixes the problem. Usually there's a bunch of rust buildup, and I clean that off, and the shim or shims, sometimes there's multiple, clean everything up, put it back together, and it works again. So I think I'm just going to take this shim right off, clean it up, clean the sensor up, plug it back in, see what happens. All right, here we go. Just kind of zip that off real quick, that shim, put a new bolt in, and yeah, you can see I cleaned everything up. I used my angle grinder with a wire wheel. Come on, focus camera. There we go. And you might want to stuff something inside that hole so you don't get metal shavings or rust in there. And now we got to put that back together. We're going to put these brakes back together, put the tire back on, take it for a drive. I'll let you know how it goes. All right, guys, the vehicle's out of here. That means it was a complete success. Tried all different types of braking, sharp, sudden braking, slow braking, every which way. No more malfunction on the ABS pump. Fixed her up.